All right, shalom, shalom. Before beginning this lesson, I want to give all the praises, all the glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and my apostles of great millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men who taught us his truth, peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect as always. And Lord, on the title of this lesson will be No Spiritual Logic. All right, now, inspiration from it, had a little back and forth. Not in a negative sense or an argumentative sense, but a little quick chat with a bro, talking about the black only Israelites specifically, and just making the point that black only Israelites, now you have even Northern Kingdom only Israelites, people like that and that are in like mind to those people that think that the Israelites are only black, or they're only gonna look like so-called black people and things like that. They have no spiritual logic. All right. Now, let's go into that word logic real quick before we get some scriptures, because I only have 4 precepts anyway. All right. Now, first off, spiritual. All right. Spiritual means to be scriptural. That's why the scriptures say that what the words that I speak unto you, Yahweh Shai said that the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So to be spiritual is just to be scriptural. It doesn't mean that you sit in your room in the lotus position and meditate on precepts all day. To be spiritual means to be scriptural, which is not to say that there's something wrong with meditating on scriptures, but you got when you hear spiritual, you think of somebody doing yoga or some, a monk and things like that. But the truth is, to be spiritual just means to be scriptural. Now, logic means the branch of philosophy that treats the forms of thinking, the science of distinction of true from false reasoning. They have no scriptural logic. They don't differentiate between right and wrong. That's why they say things like, well, all Israelites are going to be black, right? Because in the scriptures it says this. And it's like, well, there's also scriptures that speak about the scattering. See, people got it twisted. People think that we only were scattered around during the curses. That's not the only time. That was when a major scattering happened. But you don't think that there was Hebrew Israelites that left Egypt, all right, to go live when we were in captivity? You don't think, well, I don't want to say that, but you don't think that there was Israelites when we had our kingdom that still left Israel, all right, to live in other countries? Maybe they had a business over there with a family member, or maybe they had a marriage with of another nation, all right, and the family moved there. The Israelite family moved there to further their business and things like that. You know what I mean? These are just real life scenarios, like like this. For example, Northern Kingdom, they moved to America, right, and they come here to start a business, and a lot of let's say, or they just come here to work, right? Is that not an Israelite anymore? Because then they come to America and they have kids with Edomites, and then the kids look more like Edomites, and so on and so forth, right? And they've been here for generations. There's a lot of Ephraimites that look like so-called white people because their great-grandparents came here in the 40s, right, from Puerto Rico, and then they married with Edomites, right? And then they continue to do that, and now they look like a straight-up Edomite. Does Jake not think about things like that? Is that not a possibility in life? But no, you want to fantasize and think illogically. And now all Israelites got to look like, got to look like a so-called black man, a so-called black woman. All right, you got to have the coily hair. You can't have, you know what I mean? You got to have the dark skin, or you got to have brown skin. But let's keep reading this, right? It says the branch of philosophy that treats of forms of thinking, the science of distinction of true from false reasoning. Right, because it's a false reasoning, when you reason within yourself, right, you think about certain things, right? What's a false reasoning? Saying that all Israelites are going to look a certain way. Well, that's not in the scriptures, all right? The scriptures speak about our scattering. It says, let's see, reasoning, the art of reasoning, pertaining to speaking or reasoning, right, exactly. Or it goes back to logos, which means the divine word. Right. Logic, yeah, because the ultimate real logic is the scriptural sense, speaking and moving according to the Bible anyway. But nonetheless, the spiritual logic, they don't have it. They have no spiritual logic. They have no real spiritual reasoning, scriptural reasoning, just to make it more simpler, right? Revelation 1:3, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Now, of course, ultimately, it's, redeeming the time, knowing where you're at in prophecy and things like that. But a part of it is also knowing your brother, because that's prophecy as well. You have to know who your brother is. All right? Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. Okay? That's a big thing too. That's part of the prophecies, right? But a part of knowing, all right, the scriptural sense of things, all right, is knowing who your kindred is. Okay? That matters. Those things matter. Now, I want to go into that word readeth, because it's not just reading. The word there for readeth is the Greek yeah, I can't even pronounce that, so let me let Esau say it.
Strong's G 314, anagnosko.
Anagnosko. Right. To distinguish between, to recognize, to know accurately, to acknowledge. What's a part of the scriptures? Our scattering. All right. Israel, we were known for leaving our country to go live in other countries to prosper financially, or just for whatever other reason, and make marriages with the heathen. We were A1 to do that. The other nations, for some reason, they were able to stay within their tribe. But Jake just loved to go spread seed. Now, all of a sudden, you got to look like an Israelite to be an Israelite. That ain't in the Bible, man. What's in the Bible? All right. The Spirit itself beareth witness that we are the children of the Most High. That's what's written. That's using spiritual logic. Try the spirits by the spirits to see if they are of the Most High. That's spiritual logic. Scriptural logic. So blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. And because another thing too, to fit this in, all right, the majority of those black-only Israelites, they don't even know prophecy, and some of them don't even believe in the New Testament. And if they do, they don't believe in things like Jacob's trouble. They don't believe the MOT to the B is a C hip. You know what I mean? They don't believe in those things anyway. That's why blessed is he that what? That understandeth the scriptures. Blessed is he that readeth, or those that comprehend the scriptures. Those that differentiate between right and wrong and know the true doctrine. All right? Because that's how you're supposed to behave. I'm going to skip down to Proverbs 4 and 7. Proverbs 4 and 7 says, wisdom is the principal thing. Salakia, I didn't put them in order. I just put them all in the notes. Salakia. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all that getting, get understanding. Now, what's the wisdom? The wisdom is, who is Jacob? Who is Esau according to the Bible? All right? Well, who are they today? All right? Who does the curses fit? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? That's the wisdom. All right? And then what? With all that getting, get understanding. What's the understanding? All right? How do you know you're an Israelite? Was it your dark skin? Was it your kinky hair? No, of course not. Those things didn't matter. All right? In the sense that that's not what compelled you to come into the truth, just because you saw brothers and you said, well, I'm black too, I got to join. No, you looked and was like, yo, the word of the Lord, this speaks to me. This resonates with me. That's why a lot of brothers, when we open up or the camp or the lessons, will say, this is for the Hebrew Israelites and those of you that, don't necessarily look like an Israelite, but your spirit, all right, resonates with this truth. You synchronize with it. Okay? That's the understanding. Getting the understanding of things is you know what? We've been scattered. We're not all going to look the same right now. In the kingdom, brothers speculate. Brothers believe that we'll get our original look back. I believe that as well, because the Lord said he's going to beautify us. I don't think the Lord's going to, bring us back looking like the other nations, because then what? We'd be like the other nations. We'd look like them. But no, the Lord's going to beautify Israel, right? But what? As of right now, all right, the principal thing is getting the understanding of things, using the scriptures, to reason properly. Because if you're really a scriptural person, you're not gonna make ignorant statements like, Great Millstone, GMS, and the 12 tribe chart Israelites, they have Edomites in their camp. How ignorant can you be? And not to mention that a woman said that, a woman which you shouldn't even be teaching. All right, just to be blunt, because we don't care about your feelings. The scriptures say, cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. We don't care about your feelings. The scriptures say, I suffer not a woman to teach. Right? So then a woman shouldn't be teaching anyway. You shouldn't be speaking up against anything that a man does, because at the end of the day, the men of the Lord are set up to rebuke those men, to mark those which cause division. All right? That's somebody with no scriptural logic. All right, a woman that doesn't know her place, and a man that doesn't know his place either. Not every man. Hey, the scriptures say wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. You see, the wisdom is the principal thing with all that getting. Therefore, get wisdom with all that getting. Get understanding. Proverbs 25 and 2 It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, right? So the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, has given us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But what? But the honor of kings is to search out a matter, right? And if thy desire be in the scripture say in Wisdom of Solomon, if thy desire be in thrones and scepters, seek wisdom that ye may reign forevermore. So the honor of us, Lord willing, we're a part of the elect, of us kings, is to search out the matter, to seek this understanding. Let me get that in the different translation real quick. I had it, but I dropped it. It is let me see, Proverbs 25:2 in the CSB. It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a matter, and the glory of kings is to investigate a matter, right? The scriptures say, study to show thyself approved, the workman that not be ashamed, that needeth not be ashamed, because when you go into that word study, to labor, all right? It's a laborious thing to investigate this matter. What does it matter? The scriptures. It's like, you know? Because a king needs to be a wise person. A king needs to be able to judge. See, people think when they hear king, they think 150 wives every other year, and gold and scepters. Well, part of which all comes with it, but the main part of what makes a king, all right, is his ability to judge the people. You know, what did King Solomon pray for? King Solomon didn't pray, and that's a great example because we know through the Spirit that's Yahweh Shai. All right, he came back in the reincarnation as Yahweh Shai, right? What did he pray for? He didn't pray for women. He didn't pray for gold. He prayed for the wisdom to judge the people, to rule the people. You see, that's what made him such a great king. All right, and what Yahweh Shai, he has the wisdom. That's what makes him a great king. All right, he was able to come down, do the sacrifice, right? You see. That's the difference between someone who has a spiritual logic and someone who doesn't. You really think a black-only Israelite is fit to be a king? Hell no, not on this side. Because now you're liable to put stumbling blocks in front of the elect, because there's going to be some of the elect that might not have the typical look of an Israelite. There's plenty of brothers out there teaching and preaching right now that are going to make it that don't look like a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American. And that's just the reality. And I know it hurts your soul, you black-only Israelites, because we don't all look like the typical Israelite. But the Most High doesn't give a shit about that. All right? Everything is about truth's sake. Okay? And not every single Israelite is going to look like a so-called black person or a so-called Hispanic, because they don't even believe that the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are Israelites. They go into some BS science. That's the thing with these niggas, man. A majority of them believe in science and XY chromosomes and blood types. You know, they'll tell you Gad is Mongoloid type and we're Negroid type and all this other BS, false science. That leads me to this one real quick, and I'll close it with this. Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children. They have none understanding, right? That's someone with no understanding. And our people are foolish. You know, you're gonna hate the white man. You're gonna love your blackness, but you're gonna believe in his BS science. Like, come on, man, make it make sense, as the people say nowadays. You know, the youngsters. All right. It says, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Right? They're not searching out the matter like a true king. They're not coming to a spiritual realization that, you know what, our people were scattered. We're not all gonna look the same. They can't comprehend that. Wisdom is too high for them fools, man. Okay? Use spiritual logic. These people out there, man, the majority of the world don't got no scriptural or spiritual logic. So, you know, that's all I wanted to get, man. Just 4 precepts. Just wanted to say that through the Spirit. Just something that was on my mind to say, man. You know? I really hope and pray that this video was exhorting and edifying. You know, I want to give all the praises going on to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule well, that taught us this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations. Just always be to the elect. Shalom.